Today I will show you how to retrieve data from Salesforce.com using Enabler for Excel. After you log in, click Get Data button. You will see a Query Builder dialog box. I'll start with creating a simple query using the Query Builder controls. So the first thing you do, you select the object you want to pull data from. In our case, let's grab the car order object. It's a custom object I created. Once you select it, you can immediately see that there in this column, in number 2, all the fields are populated. Right now you can see that the fields have this __C format. That is their API names. If you're more comfortable with working with labels, click this checkbox. It will show field labels instead of API names. This checkbox also applies to the object names. So as you can see, all the objects are shown by their labels as well. So now you can select all the fields you want to pull from Salesforce. For example, we'll get a external ID, make, model, and the record ID. It's always a good idea to pull the record ID whenever you pull data from Salesforce, because later when you want to update the same data, you will need record ID. So that's the simplest query. I haven't specified any filtering criteria, nothing, just a simple query. Let me show you how it works. You click execute, and there you go. Very fast. It's all the data is in your spreadsheet. So now let's get back to the same dialog box, and you can see that it remembers the last query you made for this spreadsheet, and it will be here. So now I want you to pay attention to this little checkbox. It says auto refresh query. This checkbox is actually what made the query build when I was selecting the fields. As you can see, as I'm selecting the fields, and I can do some filtering here, the query gets built automatically right here. If you want to create a query yourself, uncheck this button, and then whatever you select in the controls will have no effect on the query box. So let me explain the buttons. Save and load buttons are pretty straightforward. You can save the query you built here, and it will be saved internally in Enabler. You can say my query and save it. So then next time you load your Excel and you want to have the same query, you just click load, and there you go, you have your query. This little button is simply used to grab a bunch of values from your Excel spreadsheet. And let me show you how it works. Let's say, for example, you want to grab a bunch of car orders, and you want to take the make, model, and price of the car. However, you don't want to get all car orders in the system. You want to filter it by record ID. So you can see these queries being built, but you have a spreadsheet somewhere with the bunch of IDs you want to filter by. So this is where you click this button, grab a list of values directly from spreadsheet. The dialog box gets minimized, and now you can basically select. Let's select 15 of them. Oh, it's going to be 14. And as you can see, there's a lot of typing that this dialog box saves you. So as soon as you close it, you can see that the query got populated, and all these IDs are already in here. We forgot to specify the in operator. And as soon as I do this, you'll see that the IDs will disappear. This is because the auto refresh query is selected. So be careful with this checkbox. If you're building something more complex than a simple query, it is better to uncheck it, build the query, and then use this refresh button to populate it. So when this checkbox is not checked, the refresh button will refresh whatever is in the query builder controls, and will build the query for you. So right now we have select make model price from car order where record ID in. That's it. We haven't specified the IDs yet. So we can click refresh, we're sure it's refreshed, and now click the grab from the spreadsheet button. And now we can grab, let's say, 5 of them. And as soon as I close this dialog, you can see that these values get populated. Let me click execute. And as you can see, here is make, model, and price, and only 5 of them, the ones that got restricted by the IDs.